First of all, thank God for saving my soul. Thank God for each and every one all coming. You know, it means something that people go and try to serve God. I ain't got my Bible with me tonight. Well, my wife ran off with my Bible, so I'm going to have to pray a little bit harder for me. But you know, God knows all things tonight. He knows that what we're saying either. And I got a couple of verses up on my heart. You find over Ephesians, the 6th chapter, and the 8th verse and the 9th verse. By grace are you saved through faith, and that not was said, it's the gift of God. Not work, there ain't man should boast. If you had tonight, and you've been saved by the grace of God, you ought to be thankful for it. If you had tonight and you ain't been saved by the grace of God, you ought to be thankful that God gave you another opportunity, gave you another day that you can call up on it and be saved. Now, I don't know nobody's heart tonight. May not be nobody here in lost, it may be. That's between you and God. But I want you to understand, if you're lost, you need salvation more than anything else. You know, today we think we need everything in the order. But what we need more than anything else, we need God. And if you say, well, I have a hard time, it seems that the devil worked on me, and I don't know what to do. Honey, you've been saved by the grace of God, you know what to do. Call up on God. Look to Him. You know, I'm going to say some things tonight, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But I want you to understand, we in the condition that we in, it ain't God's fault, it might be our fault. You know, God gets blamed for a whole lot of things that God ain't got nothing to do with. But I want you to understand tonight that in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And well, back up before then. Before the foundation of the earth, God said, us make man. And I want you to understand that He said, us make man. He's talking about God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. They all three been there forever, and they always will be there. And I want you to understand that tonight. But God made man to give God the honor and glory. That's what we supposed to do, and we are going to do it. You say, well, I know people don't never give God no honor and glory. They may not at now, but we're Sunday. We all going to give God honor and glory. One or you do it. I'm thankful tonight we saw that song, Thank You, Lord. Honey, I'm thankful to be able to be here tonight. I'm thankful that I'm able to get up and go. Honey, there's going to come a time that I ain't going to be able to go no more. There's going to come a time when God's going to say enough. He's going to call me home. There's going to come a time that He's going to call everybody out. You better be saved by the grace of God. You know, I think about this, and I work with some people and know some people that, according to us, we think they got it made. Because they got all kind of money, got a big bank account, we've been a big fancy house, but they ain't got what we got. We got God. Honey, God said He'll be us all the way down through the end time. Honey, I tell you what, I know to have God on my side, that be at him by myself, and have a bank full of money. And that's the reason I want you to know that, I don't know how I'm going to get there across, so y'all pray for me. But I want you to know tonight that God took the dust, and he made man. He made man perfect there, and he blew into his nostril, and man become a living soul. And honey, man perfect. He didn't have no sin about him. Honey, he didn't even know what sin was. And God gave you one commandment, and he broke that. When he broke that commandment, sin came into the order. But I want you to understand tonight that we owe a duty to God. That we are to give God the honor and glory in all things. We are to thank him for all his mercy. And the hard time comes, we need to look to God to help us. And then if things get by, we ought to give God thanks for it. Honey, I'm afraid today we don't thank God the way we need to. But God made man, and man wrote the commandment there, and God put it out the garden. He said that the man put to work there. Honey, we put to work. We put to work for our family. We owe a duty to God to do the thing that God wants us to do. And what one the thing that God wants everybody to do, he wants to come to repent and be saved by the grace of God. So it would duty to call upon God for salvation. If you ain't never done that, you need to be somewhere calling upon God. You need to turn everything over to him. Let me tell you something. Everything you see, everything you touch, it comes from God. You know, I thought about this old bee here, been here for a hot order. And I want you to understand how much God knows. God knows all things. Honey, this old bee been here for a hot order. Make out of wood. Where did the wood come from? Come from a tree. Where did the tree come from? From the ground, from the dirt. Who put the wood bud there to come out of the dirt to grow, to make a big tree? Then some man ain't cut it down and make the wood that it could be this big. And God knows every bit of that. You know, the Bible said that God knows every hair on your head. Honey, God knows all things. And honey, it is our duty to serve God. It is our duty to take care of our family. And I know I'm going to say something that may hurt some people's feelings, but I can't hurt that. Honey, it the man for be the head of the house. And the reason the man ain't the head of the house because man ain't got no backbone no more. Because man don't want to do nothing. He wants his wife to work and take care of him. And I'm going to say something else here too. If you ever think about getting married, you need to pray and ask God to help you to marry the right one. Honey, everything that we do, we ought to pray and ask God to bless it. If you're going to do something, or you think about doing something, and you can't pray and ask God to bless it, the best thing you do, don't do it. But honey, God make man, and then he make woman to be a heart meat to a man. And the man for be the head of the house, the man for to take care of the family, the man for to work and make a river, and a man for to take care and care, and a man need to have kid by your own wife. You don't need to be able to commit adultery and all this stuff. And this go for the man and the woman. Honey, let me tell you something. We ought to be thankful. We got a duty that we owe to God to walk upright. I for you today, we ain't walking through upright. Honey, we want anything go on today. And we say, well, that's so it is. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Well, I tell you, honey, a long time ago, well, the old people won't put up what we put up today. I know that for a fact. But I want you to understand that we owe a duty to serve God. We owe a duty to serve God, and we also owe a duty to our family to hold God up before our family that they may see Jesus and see the light and understand that they need salvation. And you say, well, I ain't no good for nothing. I done this and I done that. Well, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody perfect. If you think you're going to be perfect because you got saved, honey, you don't never be perfect. This old body don't never be perfect. I ain't nothing but a son that been saved by the grace of God. Honey, ain't nothing good about me except the part that God cleaned up and He saved my soul. And He's the one that keep that for me. You know, I hope that we all realize, and it seems that older I get, more I realize, the thing that I thought was so important ain't important no more. You know, I thought it'd be important to go on vacation. It's important to get out and go and have a good time. And there ain't nothing wrong with going on vacation if you do it decent in the right way. But we need to do everything decent. It need to be in the way that the Bible teaches. Everything we need to do it according to the Bible. Honey, we need to realize. And the reason I'm saying before you and that, because God gave me the opportunity for me to get this old, to stand here and tell you all the things that you thought you had fun and had a good time may not be so good. But if you really don't have a good time, you serve God. You take care of your family. You know, me and my wife are talking Sunday evening. You know, it'll be good for the family to get together one time a week. Now, I talk about all the family. That's what we used to do. It'll be good for us to get together with our neighbor. Today, we don't know who a neighbor is. But if we all quit worrying about making all the morning, trying to live with a big fancy house, try to drive a brand new pickup, and we get worried about being people, you know, God didn't make man to be by himself. You think about that. God did not make man to be by himself. He made man, and then He made the woman for be it the man. And then He gave a family. And beside God, what family ought to be the most important thing here to you. And you say, well, me and my family can't get it wrong. Well, let me tell you, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it ain't all their fault, probably your fault. How come you can't get it wrong? Because I'm trying to do everything in order and not trying to serve God. You know, old Saga is the family that pray together, say together. Let me tell you something I want you to understand today. That so because you've been saved by the grace of God don't mean everything going to be perfect. You and with husband, you and with mama, you and with daddy gonna have trouble from time to time. I'm gonna disagree on some stuff. But Jesus said you had to deny your mama, your daddy, and you had to follow him. That's how come we need to put God first. If we put God first, everything else fall in place. If you don't think that, you'll be back to nigger that. Well, I know the preacher always preached on that, but Kaniga ought to heard the truth. And God sent Peter away to preach the truth to it. Not only did Kaniga got saved, but Kaniga and the whole household got saved. Well, if we serve God and put God first, I believe that we'll see more of our family get saved too. Honey, they see that we got something they ain't got. You know, some of the happy people I know is the people that ain't got much. According to this order, they ain't got much. But honey, they got the best thing ever been. They got Jesus where it been hot. They got grub being at home. They got a little bit of food on the table. You know, all that comes from God. How come God gave it that? Because they believe in God. Because they depend upon God. Honey, do you depend upon God today? Or do you depend upon your job? Do you depend upon God to take care of the thing that you can't? Or you think you can take care of everything? Let me tell you, we can't take care of nothing. You know, I believe our duty to do all we can, to do our part. I believe we need to do everything we can. I hope and pray that God give us the grace to do our part. But honey, we need to depend on God to take care of the part that we can't. Honey, I can't save nobody. There ain't no way I can save a person. And there ain't nobody that can save one except Jesus Christ. Also, I can't heal nobody. But I know that God can heal people. I know it happened before. And sometimes when you better watch what you ask God, because he'll give you things that you ask for and then you wish you ain't. And you say, well, nah, God don't give me something I don't need. God give you something what you want. Let me tell you something. He give you what you want. He ought you worse the thing that you want if you don't follow him. You know, sometimes we ask for things that we think we want and we don't really need it. You know, a long time ago, Esther, honey, they didn't have no king. Everybody else had a king, but Esther didn't have a king. Honey, they saw that everybody else had a king. They thought they needed one. Honey, they prayed and they asked God to give them a king, and God did. But honey, they'd been better off if they never got that king. But they got one because they asked for it. Honey, you better watch what you ask. Honey, we need to pray for each other. We need to hold each other up. And we need to pay our parts. And I want you to understand this too tonight. And I don't know who I'm talking to. It no more different. God knows. Honey, ain't no big eye with you. We all the same in the eye of God. God is not a person. Honey, let me tell you something. I want you to understand something today, that you die, they put you in a grave out here somewhere. It's almost different if you're rich or poor. You should be put in a grave. Unless you cremate it. And I don't know we're going to get off on that, but I don't think a man ought to be cremated. The Bible said we need dust, go back to the dust. I also say ash, go back to ash, I know. If you don't get nitpicky. But I also want you to know, if you had tonight, or you listen to me tonight, and you've been saved by grace of God, got peace in your heart at God, you ought to be the most thankful person in the world. You ought to try to do everything you can to tell everybody what Jesus done for you. And don't let the devil say, oh, you ain't good here. Honey, let me tell you, we all ain't none good. The Bible said wasn't none good. And you know we all going to end up the same place this old boy is. They're going to end up dead someday. Honey, every person that ever been born, they're going to die. They have been through that then, but that's because God called them up. Let me tell you, they died. Honey, they didn't say up, they didn't take this old body to heaven. Honey, this body can't go to heaven. How come? Because that's sin. Honey, sin won't be in heaven. There won't be no sin there. Honey, we die, we're going to put us in a grave. Some of these days, Jesus is going to come back. And He's going to call everybody out of the grave. The one that been saved and the one that ain't been saved. Yeah. He's going to give us a real body. He's going to give us a body, I don't like to say sanctified body, because I can't find that in the Bible. Maybe it's of me, but I ain't been a fan of that. But He's going to give us a real body. It's going to be a perfect body. He also going to give the one that ain't been saved, He's going to give that another body too. And you know what He's going to do? He's going to be cast into the lake of fire. And you know what He ain't going to do? He ain't going to burn up. He's going to burn forever and forever, but He ain't going to burn up. Oh, when the queen sat for revelation, God talked about whose name won't find the book of life will be cast off into the lake of fire. It the devil his answer. And all nations that forgot God. All the people that don't serve God. All the people that ain't never called upon God. They're going to be cast off into the lake of fire. Today you can do something about that. But you wait till you die, it's too late. And I said that God going to get honor and glory through me and go. For everybody. You may not call upon God on this side. But if you end up in the lake of fire, you're going to call on God. You're going to call up on Him, He's going to see you, and you're going to see Him. And you're going to know that He is God. That's why I preached it morning on the valley full of bones. Talk about how dry them bones are. And God told the old prophet that, I said, prophesy unto their bones. Say unto them, bone come together. And He said He prophesied God's commandment. Honey, let me tell you something. God commanded us to hold Jesus up before the lost and dying world. If the old prophet had prophesied unto them bones, they wouldn't have came together. And the sinew wouldn't have came up on them. And the flesh wouldn't have came up on them. And birth wouldn't have came up on them. But the old prophet did what God told him. Well, I mean, you going to do what God tells us to do? Well, we're going to testify and we get the opportunity and God not on your heart. When do you testify and God not on your heart? Don't do it on your own because it don't do no good. We don't need to do nothing on our own. We need to be sure that God in everything. And honey, I make abundance of mistakes. Honey, I sin every day. I ain't getting up here and tell you I'm better than nobody else. I sin every day. Honey, you tell me that you don't sin. Honey, I don't believe you. According to the Bible, we all sin every day. But I'm so thankful tonight that I've been saved by the grace of God. And I know everything I say tonight might not mean a hill bean to you. But I want you to know that God loves you. That God knows everything about you. He knows what you saying need of. He knows where you're going to be at 10 hours from now. He knows where you're going to be at tomorrow. Do you know where you're going to be tomorrow? You may think you do, but you don't. Honey, I ain't got no idea. I may be dead tomorrow. I may die tonight. If I do, you come by my coffee and you say, he go home to be at God. How come? Because of the grace of God. Not because of nothing I done, but what God done for me. That'll be my word message tonight, and I know it's been all over the place. But may God bless each and every one. And I want to tell the one that come down here, we appreciate you coming. Well, now I saw a visitors at you, but honey, this place means something to me. And I thank God for it. And I'm thankful that y'all come. Honey, so keep on praying for us, and we'll try our best to pray for all. Honey, that's something else we need to do. We need to rub eating up. We need to pray for eating up. We need to hurt eating up. If you need something, I can hurt you, I need to hurt you. If you got something, I need something, I'll be able to come to you and say, I need this. Can you hurt me? Honey, we ought not worry about it. What do he come again? Don't bring it back. Don't worry about it. God take care of it. What do he get your money off of me? And people do that. You know, they say, if you give me some money, I'm going to buy me something to eat. You give us some money, you don't want to go buy some haul of dope or something. But let me tell you something. What they do ain't got nothing to do with you. You always do the right thing. And God take care of it if they do the wrong thing. Yeah. You ain't going to have stand before me and for me to judge you someday. But honey, you're going to stand before God someday. He's going to judge you. He's going to judge me too. And let me tell you something. I heard people say this. Boy, I hope you ain't there. I stand before God. Because you're going to find all the things I've done and all the things that I are not done. Let me tell you something. If I stand behind you and you stand there before God, I'm next. I ain't going to be worrying about what you done. I'm going to be worrying about all the things that I've done. I'm going to have to answer for. That's what I'm going to be worrying about. May God bless each and every one.